Okay, we are live again on Facebook, chatting to Jandre today, and I actually have an interesting topic. I'm going to tell you now, Jandre, but let me know, how are
I have
you?
no idea what it is. I feel so prepared.
But you are actually, because I listened to something that you said, and I thought, you know what, I think we should unpack this in
Okay.
today's live. So for those guys who are listening, just let us know where you're listening
Are we
from.
going on Instagram?
We could. My Instagram didn't work last week, so I don't
That's fine,
know
good. We can try again.
why.
You want to try one more time?
So we can try. We see you, Anita, is there, waiting for us. Okay, but now I
Hello.
have to. Hello, where you from, Anita? And then we've got Joburg. Okay, let's just quickly see. You see, the thing now with me with the Instagram is I am actually going to have to put it here. Okay, no problem. I can do this. And we have to put in our earphones then for
Sorry,
Instagram.
I threw you in the deep end there.
No, it's
Simone
fine.
from Johannesburg, best of you. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Joanita Moorman, hope you're doing well. Okay, lekker. We've
Okay,
got
perfect.
Rotsenbos, Bushcampen Lodge. Oh, we're actually taking our team to a lodge this tomorrow. So we're going the whole
Oh,
the whole company.
really?
We got 16 people, so we about 25 or 26 people, but 16 of them we're taking to
Oh,
Itaga, Mabalingwe. Um,
really?
yeah, we
That's
booked out a resort
amazing.
there.
Okay,
Yeah, so
Jandre, so I am live on Instagram. If you can maybe just go on there because I don't see you. Okay. So, guys,
hold on.
we are live and I'm chatting to Jandre today, and I've got a very, very, very interesting topic that we're going to talk about, but we're just going live on Instagram now. So just give us a moment to connect. You see, my Instagram just bombs out. I have no idea why, Jandre.
Okay,
So,
well, we can leave it.
yeah, I don't know.
I
It
mean,
just, there's something
just
wrong
send
with
it.
my Instagram app or something
Shame,
because
man.
it just
Maybe
bombs
maybe
out.
delete it and just download it again next time.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I'll do it for our next live. Okay. But anyhow, here we are. Let me just make sure I'm go off Instagram now. So, so Jandre, you made a very interesting video. And I don't know who of you guys saw it, but you are actually on a mission to figure out how are billionaires different than the rest of us. And I first
Yeah.
want to know why? Why do you think? Why are you doing it?
Well, because it's fun, I suppose. I think life is all about learning, right? So I think the most enjoyable thing for me to do is to learn. Um, and I feel like there's always more things to learn in the marketing space, but the one thing I enjoy more than marketing is business. So I think I just enjoy business. I just enjoy doing business. That's why we started V8 Capital, which you obviously know about as well. And that's why we invest in other businesses and we help those people grow those businesses. And it's just an absolute huge passion. Like I can't tell you how much fun it is. And the good things are fun, and the bad things are also fun. Like it is like when you reflect back on the struggles and you overcome those struggles, there's nothing more enjoyable than seeing something work after putting in the effort. And I think if you want to be an amazing business owner, you need to learn from amazing people. I think most people don't have mentors and they have a chip on their shoulder, or they have an ego thinking that they're going to figure it out themselves. And I used to be like that. I used to think that I've got it all figured out. And then I realized I don't. In 2020, we all got humbled in some way, shape, or form. And
Mm.
I think in the end of 2020, November, that's when I invested my first 150,000 Rand into mentorship. And I still remember after spending the money, I literally felt like vomiting. I literally felt like vomiting because it was a ton of money that I had to invest. But I spent $10,000 at the time into a mentorship program, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I promise you, it's the reason we've tripled our growth in 2021, and we've continued to grow, since then. So then I learned the hard way, and I say the hard way because there was a lot of stress and anxiety that year. I learned that you can overcome 99% of the problems by just learning from other people. If you learn from the right people, obviously, people who have done what you want to do, people who are in your industry, people who are a few steps ahead of you. And I think, I've met 3 billionaires in my life now, 2 in the last few months. And one of them, we're in talks with other opportunities and whatnot. And I think I'm on a mission to just figure out how these people's brains work so that, I can learn as much as possible and pass it on to the people, in my circle. So 1, it's fun. 2, it's ROI positive. And 3, I can add value to other people. So those are the 3 reasons why I'm doing that. So I hope that answers your question.
So something you said is you want to learn from them. It makes me think of that quote that success leaves clues. But I think the other thing that you said that's so important is you have to find a mentor who's already achieved what you want to achieve. And I think that is such an important part of that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people find mentors in different spaces, in different industries. So you can look at someone who's built a business, but if you want to grow an agency, and this is what I did, this is the mistake I made initially. I was growing a marketing agency, but I went to someone who was really good at retail. And what I realized is like, well, this person can give me macro level advice, top level advice, superficial, not superficial, but like it doesn't really have essence. And when then I paid another agency owner $10,000, someone who was, far ahead of me in the United States. And then I realized, oh shit, this is what we should be doing. We need to find the people who have done what you've done, who've had the same issues, the same troubles, the same stress, the same anxiety, and then learn from them. And also being aware that it's an investment that you're making that might not pay off. A lot of people think we all live in survival mode, especially in South Africa, right? We have, things are tough. The economy is not as, is not as great as we want it to be. So we live in survival. So we go, if I spend this money, I need to get it back. And this mentality is what also holds us back. So we don't want to take risk. And when we do take risk, we get so desperate about the result that we start to overthink our actions. And then we actually sabotage the success for ourselves. And what I've learned, one of the biggest takeaways from meeting with billionaires and learning from them is that whether they had zero money or when they had all the money in the world, on both occasions, they were happy to take the risk. So, and I think that's what most people can't say for themselves. A lot of small business owners, the moment you have a little bit of money and you've got a family, you don't want to take the risk because it's like, I'm fearful to take the risk because I don't want to give up what I have, or it's a matter of like, I just can't afford the risk. So it's the fear of the risk that's keeping you from taking the opportunity. Where I think billionaires, in a way, they just risk. Most of them are risk adverse to some extent. It's not that they jump into random opportunities without doing their own risk mitigation, but it's really going that the fear of losing the money is not always there. It's like, it is just money. Like money is going to come, money is going to go. That's why they call it cash flow. It flows in and it flows out. So it's understanding that money is something that flows in and out, and it's not something that you have to hold on to with every single, or every single part of your body. And if you're going to think like that, you're creating this fear and scarce and lack mentality. And then you actually start to make bad decisions as well in the process, where you go, if you lose money on a deal, you lose money. If it works, it works. I spoke to someone yesterday. 1 out of every 8 opportunities pays off. But when it pays off millions of rands, sometimes hundreds of millions of rands. So it's like there are opportunities that come and go. I think like 4 out of, I'd say like if you're really good at what you do and you can start to calculate the pattern for yourself and mitigate the necessary risks, then 1 out of 4, maybe 1 out of 5 opportunities might go your way. But you have to put the money in and the effort into those opportunities. Otherwise, you're not going to see the reward. But most of us have the mentality of, I need to take this opportunity and it has to bloody work. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what else I'm going to do. And
then with the first adversity you get, you just give up because we're so scared. But that I think that principle, what you say about holding we want to hold on to the money, it actually made me think about something. This is actually a biblical principle, because if we think about the, what's that story of the person that got the 5 coins, the 2 coins, and the 1 coin? That's typically it.
Yeah.
It's actually, so it's so interesting. It just made me think of that now.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of good things in the Bible, and I know there's probably a lot of Christians, watching, and I want to say that I believe in Jesus Christ. Funny name, his name is actually not Jesus, it was Yeshua. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, there's very interesting lessons in the Bible, and there's also things that teach us what not to do. That's what and that's one of the things. Is like, I think there's a lot of the Bible invokes a lot of fear. There's a lot of things that if you read the Bible, that you start to fear, and you can, and it can be good, but it can also be bad, depending on your personality and how you process fear and how you deal with things that can create stress and anxiety in your life. So I think if it's self-awareness is a really important thing to exercise, and to understand yourself, and to ask yourself, where are the gaps? What gaps do you need to fill? Where are the strengths and where are the weaknesses? Do like a self analysis report. What are the things that I'm good at? What are the things that I'm not good at? What are the things that I need to improve on? Not only from a mentality standpoint, but also from skill standpoint. Like, what skills do I need? But I think most people focus on the skills, and they don't focus on how they on their minds. So what is the strengths and weaknesses in terms of physical skills? Like, what can you do? Can you offer a service to someone else in exchange for money, aka value? Or on the flip side, which most people don't do, is going, what is the strength and weaknesses in here? Are you open-minded? Can you see opportunity when most people can't? Can you be okay with losing? Is your ego in the way of making decisions? Are you worried about what other people think? Are you a fearful person because it's been programmed and installed in you from a young age by your parents and your partners, or family members of some sort? I think a lot of people, I've seen people who have millions, hundreds of millions of rands. Some are extremely logical, some are not that logical. But one thing they all have is a belief in themselves. So that is if you had to do like a map analysis chart of like where their strengths and weaknesses are, every single person, I would say majority, let's not like make this an absolute figure. Theoretically, at least from the research that I've done and the stuff that I've read as well, and firsthand experience, the conversations that I've had, the one thing these people have is a belief in themselves. And we can get into the energetic and philosophical conversation around how powerful the belief in yourself is. We can also talk about the biblical scripts around Jesus, who spoke about having faith in yourself and having faith that things will work out. So the reality is, if you don't believe in yourself, you will never ever make it. No matter who you are. I've seen extremely smart people with an extremely high IQ have MBA degrees and still not being able to cover their bills, and still start up businesses and fail. Then I've seen people on the complete opposite, who might do an EQ test and might seem like someone who's not that smart, and still make hundreds of millions of rands. And it's the one thing they all have, the one thing where they all overlap, is belief in themselves, that it will work out, that they will get it right.
So true. I just want to say hi to all our viewers. So we've got Juanita, and she says she's from KwaZulu Natal. Simone, and then we've got the Bush Camp. Hello, Leon. Is it Leanne Smits from Cape Town? Town Councillor. Okay. And Anthea. Hi, Anthea. Always nice to have you. Anthea says if she hears you are on a live, she stops whatever she does and she listens. So, hello, Colleen.
I've asked Anthea to connect with me many times and she just ignores me.
Okay. So, Anthea, you get that. So, Juanita is saying she's a financial planner, and I find this fascinating, learning so much about the psychology of money. Yeah, I think there's so much to learn about that. And then
we should actually do a video on that. Yeah.
No, we've got Anshan from the poll. And then I love the saying, jump and grow wings on the way down. I've done this often in my business. And then Juanita just want to say, Jandre, if you didn't know, the do not fear appears in the Bible over 365 times. Okay. So, we've got Alda. Hello, Alda. Always lovely to have you here. And then Elmarie. Elmarie, she's the cake lady. She bakes the most amazing cakes. So, Jandre, I listened to that one video of yours, and you know what we often do, or a lot of people, is we feel if only I had the opportunity. Or we would look at someone else that's very wealthy and we say, your but they had the opportunity. And I have been thinking about this so often. And I realized that that is actually a limiting belief and a false belief that is keeping us from seeing opportunities. And then I heard that you said one of the things that you realized about billionaires is that thing about opportunity. So maybe you can unpack it a little bit and just help us understand how opportunity is actually there for anyone.
Yeah, I think you know what, I call it your. I hope I'm answering the question and I understand it correctly. But every person here is looking for opportunity in their life, right? So we're looking for the one opportunity that's going to set us up for the rest of our life, or an opportunity that's going to take us out of the situation that we want to be in right now. And we need to look at it as a surface area. And maybe I can quickly share my screen here and do a little bit of a schematic for us, purely because I feel like I might be butchering it if I can you let me just share my screen quickly.
Nico is saying listening while stitching swing. Ek is die ene ore. Okay, so that is great.
Can you see my iPad screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is, if this was now hypothetically, right, if I have to draw a circle, and that circle is opportunity in South Africa, then most people would most likely operate over here, right? Like over there. So this is the whole of South Africa and the opportunity within the country. Okay. So this is the circle. Let's say this is one person and this is his opportunity in the country, because that opportunity is based on the people he knows, skills, etc. So what we need to try and do is we need to try and increase the surface area. We need to try and make this bigger, so that if there's opportunity in the country, and there's an opportunity in petrol, there's an opportunity in digital marketing, there's an opportunity in online store, there's an opportunity in pet space, there's an opportunity in some different industries. How can you increase the surface area for yourself so that a lot of those opportunities can start to fall into your lap? So most people operate over here.
Why?
And I'm going to tell you now. Let me quickly just take this away. So most people operate over here. The reason we do that, the reason we operate here, is because we don't focus on personal development. We don't grow. We don't learn. We don't have people who can teach us. We don't have mentors. So the thing is, like, when you don't have people who can actually guide you, then that's, you're not going to get the skills. So for example, when I started, my only skill was personal training, which could be this, right? So let's see, the black spot is personal training. Now, what I learned was I taught myself how to develop websites. So I started focusing on my skills. So as I started to understand websites, I broadened my surface area, because now I can't just, I don't have the ability to just help people one-on-one. I can help people online as well. So my surface area for opportunity increased. But then I studied also how to create ads. Then I studied how to build funnels. Then I studied how to make money from email. Then I studied psychology, which was a big one. Then I learned about business. And everything I've learned just increased the surface level for opportunity. Up until a point in 2018, so just to give you some context, this part over here, right? This was when I started, when I built a business called Fitness 101, and I was 22 years old. And that business got bought out by a company called Chrome. And that would have never happened if I didn't build or start that business and grew that business from the skills that I've learned over here. So as between the ages of 22 to 25, that's when I sold that business. Then I worked for Chrome. So I worked for this company literally till I was 28, 29. And during that time, I've learned retail. I've learned wholesale. I've learned margins and spreadsheets, and I learned more about business, and I learned about sales. I learned about whatever you can think of. And then every skill set increased my opportunity, the surface level for opportunity. And then that's when I started V8 Media. So V8 Media started, let's say, over there, right? So this is V8M, V8 Media. Then we met clients. So clients came our way. And we've now worked with over 400 business owners. So every single business owner is someone I know, which is falls under people. So I've improved skills. I've improved people. I've kept learning from mentors. And everything I've done just added more surface level. Now we're at a point where we have V8 Capital. And V8 Capital, we invest in other businesses. So I just keep increasing the surface level for opportunity by doing these things. And I think, in essence, most people get stuck in that little corner and they don't really increase their surface level for opportunity because they don't try and meet new people. They don't try and learn more skills. They don't try and work on the way that they think. They don't try and learn or strengthen all their weaknesses. So they don't spend time on improving their strengths, and they don't spend time improving their weaknesses. And at the end of the day, the more people you meet that is smarter than you, the more skills you learn that allows you to add more value to those people. In a nutshell, the more you increase the surface level for opportunity. I had a phone call. I literally get an email probably every week with an opportunity because of V8 Capital. Well, not every single opportunity is great, and not every single opportunity is going to make a ton of money. Not every single opportunity is going to be fun either. But the reality is, over 365 days, out of 52 weeks, there's 52 opportunities. I spoke to a guy that specializes in mergers and acquisitions, and he told me, Jandre, I look at 100 financial balance sheets before I invest in a company. So on average, out of every 100 companies I look at, every 100 opportunities, I invest in one. So what we need to do is we need to put ourselves out there. We need to understand that life is not just about that one opportunity. It's not just about that one person who said, hey, let's sell Tupperware, or that one person who said, let's do this. It's about selling the Tupperware and learning sales, and then maybe that business fails, but then taking those skills to the next business and to the next person and to the next opportunity, and continuous stacking. We call it skills stacking. Stacking these skills, stacking your network. So you're stacking your skills that you have, and you're stacking the network that you have, and eventually you're just increasing the surface area for opportunity for yourself.
So I've also invested since 2070 or around there, more than R500,000 in my own mentorship and education. And not all at once, but I had different mentorship programs. But that money has been paid back so many times. I mean, that is so, for me, that was the number one thing, is that skills. I'm getting the mentor. And then I think another thing that you keep saying, so I know you have to have, because having skills is building the assets in yourself, that mentorship. But then the network, I think it's something that we often forget about, that a network, your network, is such a big asset, right?
Your network is your net worth.
And that's why you're spending time with billionaires, I see.
Well, the thing is, right? Think about it this way. If I connect with one billionaire every 6 months, hypothetically, I would like to do it every 3 months or 2 months or whatever, every month. But if, let's say, I get it right to pay someone or to give them, not that they need my money, but it's like to say, listen, I'm not here to waste your time, but give me 1 hour of your time if you're open to it. And I do that 3 or 4 times a year. Then after 5 years, I'm going to have 20 billionaires that I have a connection with. And the thing is, like, then you can be in a position where you go, hey, here's an opportunity. Maybe I can phone 20 people and ask them if they're willing to, help me with this venture. If I give them the right business plan, the right analysis, market analysis, the right risk mitigation exercises, all of these things to ensure that they might have an opportunity. And I think that's what I'm trying to do at V8 Media or V8 Capital. We get a bunch of opportunities, and if we can't always fund all those opportunities because we take our private capital. And I'm just speaking humbly and just vulnerably here with you guys. Like, we have a little bit of money, but we don't have nearly the amount of money that some of these people have, because we've only been doing it for a short amount of time. And at the same time, there's risk in taking private capital. So what I'm doing is I'm expanding my network to go, if there is an opportunity that requires capital that I don't have, then I can phone someone and go, listen, here's an opportunity to take 40% equity in this business. We'll take 20 and we will do all the marketing, all of this, all of that, all of this. Da, 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 da. You put in the capital for another 20 if you're open to it. And then let's grow this business together, or explore this opportunity together. So that's just transparently where my mind is at for the last year. And that's what V8 Capital is all about. Ideally, we would like to fund a lot of these initiatives ourselves, but sometimes you can't. So I want to expand my network because I understand that it's part of my net worth. Essentially, you're just increasing that surface level for your of opportunity for yourself. At the same time, I'm learning how to be a better business owner. I can pass on that knowledge to other people, which I can add value to, which obviously is fulfilling in a way, and it's ROI positive at the same time. So yeah, I think that's answering your question in depth. With the first question you asked, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, she's saying also you have to believe you deserve the good, otherwise the energy repels it. Absolutely agree. This was a hard lesson for me to learn, and stop self-sabotage. I think that self-sabotage is such a big thing. I don't know if it's bigger in women than men, but it's definitely there. Guys, for those of you watching, please post your questions. We are going to be here until 1:45. Then I have to go. So post your questions so we can see if we can get to that. Then Anthea is saying, when I grow up in the Facebook ads world, I want to be like you, Jandre. Thank you for the kind offer. Always. Soon.
The thing is, like, Facebook ads is one thing in growing a business, right? So the thing is, this is what these billionaires do. They don't focus on the tactics. They focus on the top level strategy. So Facebook is a tactic. Google is a tactic. TikTok is a tactic. Getting influencers is a tactic. It's like, yes, we can spend our time learning the tactics, but at the end of the day, it's all about the strategy, the bigger strategy, like your margins, like your competitors. What are we doing? How do we get this out to more people? Like, what does the next level of growth look like? And I think we sometimes think too small. I was literally, I shouldn't probably say this live, but I was literally I get my best ideas in the shower. Like, I don't know, it's just your mind rests, and like it's almost like a meditative thing, right? And I literally sat there and I thought, one of the reels I want to create for next week is strategy versus tactics. And I think most small business owners focus on tactics, where most successful business owners focus on strategy. It's not the same thing.
So I couldn't agree more with that. It is like you want to go up this mountain and you're worried about what boots should I have, whatnot, but you don't know the route there, or are you going to go up with plane or walk or whatever? You don't know the strategy. So we've got a question here. Cecile is saying, we have a small family business, Possum Pups Doggy Daycare in Randburg. What social media advertising will help me? Is Google business good? I understand that Facebook paid ads will not work. Okay. How do you build your funnel? Getting emails? Will paid ads works on Instagram? And how do you link, Instagram and Facebook? Okay. So I just want to say on this, I do have a masterclass this evening. So for those of you who want to join, just go to my Instagram. There is, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this. But yeah, anything you want to say, Jandre?
Yeah, I think Facebook ads is probably where I would spend all my money. It's the same as a cleaning business. We started a cleaning business literally 3-4 months ago. We've got 50% equity in it, and we did 120,000 Rand in our 3rd month or 4th month. and we're now expanding to a new location with 2 more teams. So we're going to try and double that business over the next 4 months. So the reality is, Facebook ads is working for that business because it's a local business. If you have a daycare, a puppy daycare, then I'm assuming it's a local business. People bring their puppies to you and obviously put it in there. I think Facebook ads is going to be amazing if you target the right people with the right message. So in essence, I want to respectfully disagree, purely because I know, all advice is bad advice. So maybe the person who gave you that advice has very, very valid points, but I'm just wondering if they looked at all the dots or all the puzzle pieces on the table, because I have evidence to tell you that there's a good chance that Facebook ads can work for you if you have the right offer, the right creative, and the right targeting strategy in place.
And also, so you spoke about the cleaning business, but the other business that is similar to this is a beauty salon, basically.
Yeah, all local businesses are really the same. It's about
Yeah.
finding people in your area to come to your location or to pay you for a specific service. So in a way, marketing local businesses is actually very easy. It's something that we do within VA Media under our lead generation department. Look, not every single business is going to see the success. Not every single, there's all the nuances and variables that play. Please don't get me wrong. But the reality is the recipe for success is not that complicated as it is with an e-commerce business, because it's literally, you can only target so many people in your area, which then starts to eliminate a lot of the nuances and complexities, because now you can only reach so many people. So where do you go? Facebook and Instagram, because all those people have Facebook and Instagram accounts. And then with the right offer, with the right targeting strategies and the right creative, I think most people just struggle to stand out, so they can't grab attention, which means nobody sees or pays attention to the advert, and then they think that the platform is the issue, but meanwhile it is the actual strategy executed that's the issue, not the actual platform itself.
Talking about attention, I just got this book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, haven't
Nice
started
one.
reading it. I just want to know I have it,
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly. Makes you feel better.
I think as well, yeah. So just back on the Facebook ads, like you guys run ads for your beauty salons and they also do well. So I do agree with that. Let's see what Anita is saying. She says, this is so valuable. I have also invested in self-improvement a lot of money since 2021. Well done and congratulations, because I don't understand. A lot of people don't see the importance of learning, and that is the number one skill. And you also spoke about this, Jandre, what you read in the Diary of a CEO, where he talks about the buckets you must fill. And if this bucket isn't filled, it can't go over to the other one. And you can talk about that just now. Let's quickly see. Okay, you reflect the 5 people you spent the most time with, learn from great mentors, and be a great mentor. I got a client by being a mentor. That's great. I've also invested in myself, had to hit pause for a while because I'm a serial coach taker. Yeah, that's also a thing. Like just buying a course taker, buying a course is not going to do something. It is the implementation thereof that is so important. So Ray's saying, what ad structure do you use for your cleaning business? I paid for
so
Facebook
that's
ads.
simple. We just have top of funnel, bottom funnel. That's literally all we have. So we have top of funnel, reaching new people, and remarketing, targeting people who've already seen the brand. So obviously there's more to it, but your answer is a bit ambiguous. So I'm hoping that your question is a bit ambiguous. So I hope my answer is good enough.
I think the kind of ads that you run conversions ads to a landing page, right? Specifically designed to convert. Is that right?
Yeah, so we've built it looks like a website, but it's actually just one page, a home page, and it's technically a sales page more than anything. So from our perspective, we just see all these cleaning companies have all these different offers, and that's what I was told. My partner in the business, he was like, "Yo, we're gonna have all these offers." And then we realized 90% of people take one offer. They go there for one service. So I said, listen, let's just eliminate all the other stuff and just focus on this one service. And I think it's 1 or 2 services really out of the 10 that we had. And so we drive people with Facebook ads straight to a sales page where we just talk about two specific services. And that's converting really well. And now we're starting to get repeat customers as well, which is amazing. So I think, look, it's all about finding new people. So top of funnel, obviously you want to target new people, and then remarketing. So you're understanding that people are going to see the ad once, might not convert, and that's just normal. Like, how many adverts do you see on your Facebook on a daily basis? And the one that you maybe see for the first time, you think it's the first time, but maybe you've subconsciously scrolled past it 3 times without even knowing. So the reality is you need a good remarketing strategy as well in order to build brand, stay top of mind, and really help convince people to take a chance.
I think what we must do, Ray, is we can get that link at that page from Jandre just to see, because I think with you, the only difference, because that is exactly the strategy that you use. I think the only difference might be the landing page where they send people to. And I think if you see the page, maybe
Yeah.
you are going
If I'm
to,
not mistaken, we also most of our budget goes to lead form ads, actually.
oh, is it?
Yeah, so people submit the information for a quote.
And then perhaps the follow up and that. So
Yeah,
Ray
we do
does
follow-ups. We do
exactly
WhatsApp.
that.
We do WhatsApps and email follow-ups. We have the thing is most people don't focus on their leads. So most business owners think that if someone has left their details, that they are super interested and ready to buy, and that's just not the case. There's about 20% interest when someone leaves their details. You have to work for the other 80. And that's what people don't understand. People think there's 80% interest and they have to convince them for the extra 20. It's the complete flipped. The script is completely flipped. So you have to work for 80% of the sale. So most business owners think that if someone comes in as a lead, that they only have to do 20% of the work because they're already interested and ready to buy. Nope, that's not true. They're only 20% interested, and you have to do 80% of the work in order to convert them to buy.
I think just to answer your question, Ray, I actually think after hearing what Jandre said that you are so on the right path. Ray is
100%.
amazing. She does all her own marketing, and yeah, there you follow exactly the same strategy because they also follow up their leads. They also run lead ads. So Cecilia's saying, I do Facebook ads, but they're not working. So Facebook ads do work. So the problem there is not with Facebook. It can be with something else. For instance, the offer, how you do it. So perhaps it will be good for you if you learn a little bit more about Facebook ads. Simone is saying, I actually do them, but I don't have time to do anything else. That's the courses. Okay, interesting discussion. Thank you. I have a small guest house in Cape Town. What do you think would be the best advertising medium for it? It's mainly for business people. So this is quite a good question, guest houses, because that is, yeah, interesting.
I would probably just focus on Google because you're looking for a needle in a haystack here. Like, right? It's like who wants to go to that specific location for business? That's a very small amount of people compared to the whole population of 50 million, 60 million people. So it's like even with targeting options on Facebook, you're a bit limited. You can target, entrepreneurs who travel often, but like it's you can somehow get to that level, but I don't know if that's going to help much. So what I would suggest is Google Ads, because someone is going to say guest house in Franschhoek, for example. They're going to say guest house in Cape Town. So your Google Ad strategy is going to have to be on point, in my opinion.
With that
I mean,
being
I'm not
said,
saying that other strategies won't work. I'm
yeah.
just saying that's where I would put my money first and try and
Yeah.
get it right.
So I think the challenge, and you can correct me, I'm not a Google specialist at all, but I think the challenge with Google Ads is the big companies like Bookings.com, like a Slop. So I don't know if Google Ads are maybe expensive, because that would definitely be the best, but I'm not sure about, I know Bookings.com is so aggressive.
Look, there's obviously ways to refine your targeting so that you don't waste money. So the thing is, like, the reason why people find Google Ads expensive is because they go too broad. It's insurance companies and all these other companies that really target every single keyword you can find, and they have the budget to do it, which is why those industries are so competitive. So they're competitive because of the amount of people, and they're also competitive in terms of how they spend their money, because they have a ton of money to spend. But when it comes to guest houses and hotels, I think if you know exactly who you want to target, then do your keyword research and analysis, and I think you will see people are searching executive, maybe, I don't know, like there might be keywords like executive getaway or executive guest house, or maybe luxury guest house in. So it depends on the keyword research. First thing is your keyword research. That's the point I'm trying to make. Secondly is then focusing on very targeted, hyper niche targeted keywords, which will be very contextual and intent driven, and you won't be wasting money competing with other brands because you found the keywords that work for you specifically, if that makes sense.
So, Jandre, I want to end off with something that um, you often
So
say.
sorry,
So,
Rostenbos says I don't do bookings.com at all. I don't know. If I may ask, is there a reason you don't do it? Because I would definitely do it. Unless, I mean, I know they take a percentage and everything else,
mm,
but I would say that that's like Airbnb. So I would be on Airbnb if I was you. I would
yeah,
on bookings.com
all
if I
the
was you.
portals.
All the
Yeah,
portals, because
definitely.
that's money for Jam. Yes, you give a portion away,
Yeah.
but it's advertising basically for, I wouldn't say for free, but it's like it's quite affordable advertising in there.
So, okay, so I want to end off with this thing. So, a lot of the times we have a problem, our social media don't work. And then when we go and analyze what is the problem, we realize you actually don't have a social media problem, you have a business problem. So your
Mm.
social media is not going to work if your business is not working properly. But then we can go deeper. And as business owners, a lot of the times it's not a social media problem, it's not a business problem, it is a you problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to end off, for entrepreneurs that are self-sabotaging, that are just not doing the things they should be doing. I know we had a discussion about that last week, um, about the fact
The
that we are actually the ones standing in our own way.
Yeah, look, if you've got less than 10 people then in your company, and if you're very involved in your company, meaning that if you're running the company yourself and your everyday processes, then if the business is not operating at a profitable level, then it's 100% your fault. Like whether you like it or not, nobody wants to hear it. Everybody wants to blame the employee. Everyone wants to blame the economy, but it's 110% your fault. It's nobody else's fault. And the thing is, nobody is man enough to man up and accept that level of accountability, because it hurts our egos. We go to bed at night feeling like we deserve more and that we're better than we are, and we over romanticize how really skilled we are as business owners. And it takes a bit of a knock on the chin and a bit of a self-awareness exercise to go, hold on, maybe I'm not that great, and maybe I am actually completely a screw up. And I had to realize that myself. I'm speaking out of experience here. Like I had to break Jandre down and rebuild him from the ground up. I always had a chip on my shoulder. I always thought that I can do better. And at some point, like COVID literally humbled me, and many other things in my life humbled me. And I think you reach a point where you go, well, if this is not working, like, let me just try something else. And then you go, okay, if I had to build a new version of Jandre, how would that look like? Oh, we'll put a little bit of this in there. We'll put a little bit of that in there. A little bit of
Mm.
self-awareness, a little bit of, self-analysis. This is my weaknesses. This is my skills. So I think it's 100%, your issues manifesting in the business. So you are the problem. Your issues are manifesting. And the reality is, once you improve yourself, the business will start to improve as well.
Okay, that's well said. Last week you went on like a real rant, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it there for now. I'll keep it subtle and diplomatic.
So, guys, if you want to see Jandre go off on business owners, and I really love this because I can see there's like a new intensity since you started also working or learning more from billionaires, because it's sort of like we are the problem. We are the problem. It's not the market. It's not the economy. It's not the opportunities. It's not the fact that I don't have money. We are the problem. That is it. So Ray was just quickly asking what CRM you use for your local businesses. Do you use MailerLite or?
So yeah, CRM would be customer relationship management system. It's probably for sales. I mean, you can use anything like Go High Level is amazing. Then we have our own white label version of Go High Level, which we give to our clients for free, which is really awesome. And then if you're referring to just email service provider, then MailerLite is great. I mean, Mailchimp is fine, but it looks like it's getting a bit expensive. I think, yeah, but we do go high level. You can integrate WhatsApp with it, email with it. You can do automations. You can integrate ChatGPT with it. I literally have AI built into our sales system, so it scrutinizes the lead. It does a summary of the website and the services. It passes that onto the sales team. I've literally got a bunch of automation and AI built into our sales systems. But all of that is done through Go High Level, which is pretty cool.
Ray, we can chat about that because I'm actually also looking at Go High Level now. So Yeah, thanks, guys. It was lovely chatting. It's always great. It's always great to just sort of stand back and look at our business from, just get that eagle's eye view of what are we busy with? What are we doing? What is the direction that we are going? Because it's almost like we are in a boat and we're just paddling, 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 paddling. And sometimes you just need to look up and see, are you still going in the right direction? Um, Always great to get your feedback. So Ray saying thank you, very insightful. Thank you so much. Juanita is also just saying self-improvement. So if I can just basically say what I got, we didn't even get to the buckets. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to say about the first bucket, because I feel this talk was really about the importance of working on our own skills and first filling that bucket of educating ourselves. And how do we do it? Through surrounding ourselves with people who are more successful than we are. And one thing that you also said in the video is that the billionaires, they don't want to be the smartest person in the room. They want to be the dumbest person in the room, because then they learn the most. So I also think we sometimes let our ego stand in our way. We wanna get all the credit for what went right in the company, whereas they don't care about that. They just want to
Uh,
move forward. So that was
I
also
can't
quite.
tell you how little they care about what they've done right. It's like, it's ridiculous. Like, I met one on Monday morning, actually, funny enough. It was a new guy. Anyway, I won't say too much, but a very nice guy. And he literally used that exact phrase. So, I mean, I made the reel and I said that, and the comment was like, he literally said to me, I enjoy being the dumbest person in the room. And you can see, like, from the way he runs the business, like, there's zero intention from him to take any credit for anything, because it's not important. That's not what's important. The important is that you're building an ecosystem. The importance is that you're moving forward financially so that you can take care of everybody. And I think, okay, you get good billionaires. When I say good, I refer to good intentions and bad intentions, and people who are selfish and selfless. And I try and find the ones who look successful, at least from the outside, and hope that they are selfless on the inside. And those are the ones that I like to work with the most, because it's the people who create wealth for people around them. And I think that's what my mission is like, how do I create wealth for everybody I work with? Like, that's the
Absolutely.
goal. And I think that's the billionaire mindset. It's not how do I create wealth for myself. It's how do I create wealth for everyone around me? Because if people around me can't have wealth, then I feel I failed.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, we always judge how wealthy we are. Oh, look how much money my business made. Like, it's like, no. What are people getting paid? Are they getting bonuses? Are they getting better salaries? And I think essentially it's not always to do. It's not always easy to do. It's one of the hardest things to do and to balance. But the reality is, the intention is the intention is to grow the people around you and to make them more successful and to make them wealthier. And I think once you adapt that level of thinking, things start to change dramatically.
Oh. Well, thank you. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. It was really insightful. Go watch Jandre's video. He made a YouTube video on that, the billionaire mindset, basically. And for those of you who haven't attended one of my masterclasses, I've got one this evening. So, yeah, this is all from us for today. Thanks for joining. It was lovely having all of you here. And hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Much love.